Hello, this is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, even if you're listening on iHeartRadio. Good evening to you. Alright, so a lot happened. Dak Prescott so a lot happened while I was gone yesterday. Dak Prescott got extended, obviously. I mean, I think I reacted to that already, but Lavonte David got extended. Franchise tags, I think, what's their names? The Bears franchise tagged Robinson, Bucks franchise tagged Godwin. I would have much rather seen that. If I were the Bucks, I would have much rather franchise tagged, Shaq Barrett, because I think he's just more impactful on the defensive side, and I feel like Godwin's more of a luxury. Like, you already have AB, Scotty Miller, Mike Evans, Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard's coming back next year, Rob Gronkowski. You got all these weapons already, so Chris Godwin's kind of like a luxury there. Shaq Barrett is not really replaceable. You know, if you lose Godwin, you still have the best receiving core in the league if you lose Godwin. But you no longer have the best linebacking core in the league if you lose Shaq Barrett. So, kind of surprised with that, but they can still get him. So, Lavonte David got extended. Now, I've heard they're restructuring Brady's contract for just to get someone else. They have the most stacked team in the league, the Bucks, and I can't believe I never even saw this. I beat myself up for this sometimes. Like, how did I not see it? I mean, I always knew they had the best receiving core in the league, but I didn't think their defense was that good. You know, I didn't know their offensive line was that good, and you know why? Because they did not have the guy. See, that's why I know right now the Bears and the football team are good. Because even though they don't have the guy, well, actually, the football team kind of had the guy, guys. I mean, he was 5-1. But the Bears, even though they don't have the guy, I still know how good they are because I'm paying attention to the team. Super Bowl level defense. Robinson's coming back. Their O-line, maybe one more O-lineman. They got a talented running back, David Montgomery. Just got to get the quarterback. And that's all the Buccaneers. That's why I'm scared as a Packers fan, because if the Bears get, like, if Russell Wilson actually gets traded, I can't believe that's even a discussion. But if he actually gets traded to the Bears, the Packers are in massive trouble. They are in big trouble. The league is in trouble because they have a Super Bowl level defense, like I said. And I know DK Metcalf's arguably better than Allen Robinson. I think a lot of people would say he's better. But he'll do fine. He'll do fine with, what's his name? Allen Robinson. He'll do great with him. David Montgomery. And they might not have the best O-line, but they have a much better O-line than the Seahawks. So, we'd be in massive trouble if that happened, and I think it will for some reason happen. Well, no, I don't think it will happen, but I'm starting to believe that Wilson will get traded. It doesn't have to be to the Bears, but I think he's definitely going to get traded for some reason. Like, I have a bad feeling about that. And just because I don't want the Seahawks to... I don't want to see another organization fail because of egos. But, you just need the guy to look like the most stacked team in the league. You know why? Because the best guys get the most hate. And all the best guys they need so much help. Like, Brady and LeBron are never going to win. It's never going to be a win. You know, 2018 LeBron in the playoffs got a lot of respect, but the haters, here's what they were saying. We can't get it done. He can't get it done by himself. He may have done all that crazy stuff, but he didn't get it done in the end. Like that. Like, you're not going to win. And then LeBron, he put the Lakers at 4th in the West before he got hurt. And then got hurt, and they flopped to the 11th seed, I think. Was it 11 or 10? I don't know. But, and then they didn't make the playoffs, and it was, washed king. And then he got Anthony Davis and won this finals, and it was, oh, he needed help. All the help he could get. But, like, Brady, you know, he... After we criticized him, I didn't criticize him, but people criticized him, saying, oh, it's Belichick, it's a system. It's the system. It's Josh McDaniels, Bill Belichick. It's not Tom Brady, it's a system. Guys, Tom Brady was a system. You know, and then, I always thought the Bucs were, like, okay. They were an okay team. They were, like, 6-10 every year almost. They were okay. Below average, actually. And then he goes to another team, wins a Super Bowl, and it's, best linebacking core in the league, best receiving core. And you're right on that. He has a lot of weapons. I think he had 9 yesterday when I explained it, you know? I know he has a lot of weapons, but you never said that about the Bucs until Brady got there. So, it's crazy because the sports are changing. It used to be, if you were a great team, you just stopped there. You didn't care. You just thought about, let's develop the players and make them better. The players we have right now were the players we're sticking with. And you try to improve to beat teams, you know? The Celtics and Lakers in the 80s, they went back and forth. And they never thought of, like, okay, let's sign this guy in free agency. Or let's sign this guy in free agency to get over the hump. When the Celtics got Bill Walton from the Nets, what was it, the Nets? Wait, who they played? Trailblazers. No, Clippers. There he is. The Clippers, first of all, he was injured. So it seemed like a dumb trade at the time, but it still didn't help them get over the Lakers, you know? They didn't even, they had to settle for the Rockets in the finals in the 86 season. And then they lost to the Lakers the next year when Bill Walton wasn't there. But when the Celtics did go for it, they were a much better team than the Lakers. And I think they would have won in 87 had Bill Walton not got hurt. So, like, the secret was always you gotta go for it in free agency. You know, and that's what's happening now. Even the best teams who won the Super Bowl are trying to improve their roster to ensure you repeat. Like, the Warriors won 73 games, and they were like, let's bring in the second best player in the world. Let's bring in Kevin Durant. Yeah. Even though he won 73 games, let's bring in Kevin Durant. We can use him. And the Bucs continue to try to get better, and the Chiefs, even though the Chiefs are incredibly special, and the Bucs have an all-star team, they're still going for it. Which brings me to my next point. I think you know where I'm going with this. Packers decided not to franchise Aaron Jones. So it's unlikely that they're going to get Corey Linsley back. And they couldn't get enough money for Watt. So I'm a little annoyed as a Packers fan because we have to at least draft a corner. Okay, here's what we have to do. Let's draft a corner in round 1. That's all I care about. I don't know who we're going to get. I want to get J.C. Horn, but I think he's not going to be on the board. So, who are some of the best corners in the draft this year? Okay, Asante Samuel. I like him. I like Asante Samuel. Let's see. Normally, the top 3 are Surtain, Farley, and J.C. Horn. But if we can't get J.C. Horn, I would like Tyson Campbell. Let's get J.C. Horn, Tyson Campbell, or Greg Newsome. One of those 3 corners would be beautiful. If we do that and pick up a goddamn slot receiver, I'd be so grateful. Because our offense was already number one last year, statistically. So get someone to complement Devontae Adams. Like, get a second receiver to complement Devontae Adams. We'll be stacked. That's a Super Bowl. And, I mean, we can still sign Aaron Jones. We can still re-sign him. Problem is, then we wouldn't be able to get a slot wideout. Like, I heard, like, Emmanuel Sanders was released, I'd get on the phone. Will Fuller, I've heard they have interest, so, like, get going. And I think what's going to happen in the next coming days, Rodgers is going to go to the front office and say, hey, I'm turning 38 next year. Clock is ticking. I gotta get some weapons here. I'm not going to be as capable as I once was. I know he did phenomenal last year, possibly his best year. But what are the odds of that happening again? Alright, so Dak got paid, and I didn't really go into detail about it the other day. Just because it had, like, when something, like, just happened, I don't really... I prefer to have time to think about something before I say anything, but, you know, it would be stupid of me to not talk about the Dak Prescott signing right after it happened, but... So, I like Dak. I think he's top 10 on quarterbacks, but $40 million, second highest paid. The problem is, he's a good quarterback, and they're paying him great quarterback money. He's making more than Aaron Rodgers. It's a little crazy. But hey, Dak played his leverage perfectly. I said on the show, if Prescott plays his leverage right, he will get everything he wants. The Cowboys won't, but he will. And they were bad without him, and he proved to be a top 10 quarterback the last 2 years. And he lost it a bit for when Wilson recommended them, but got it right back and got paid. Problem is, they don't have enough special players. Even with Prescott back, your defense is horrific. Like, we gotta think about how many special players do you have. Like Green Bay. How many special players does Green Bay have? Rodgers is a special player. Devontae Adams is special. David Bakhtiari is special. Corey Linsley is special if he's on the team this year. Aaron Jones, if he resigns, is special. Zadarius Smith, special. Jair Alexander, special. So, those are the special players on the Packers. The Bucks, let's look at this. The Bucks have Brady, special. Mike Evans, special. Chris Godwin, special. Tristan Wirfs, special. Devin White, special. Levante David, special. Shaq Barrett, JPP. Antoine Winfield. Vita Vea. I had to stop. I could have kept going. I don't see... The Cowboys... Here's their special players. Zach Martin, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup. That's not enough. And also, even if they get a couple division titles and playoff appearances, you know, they're not going to win. I mean, congrats, you won the NFC East. Not too hard. They might get a playoff win or two, but they're not going to win a Super Bowl in these next 4 years. And they're in cap hell because 5 of their top players are in the top 5 payment in their position, and none of them are in top 5, and none of them are top 5 at their position. Elliott's regressing. Dak is not top 5 yet. You know, it's they're in cap hell, so it's going to be tough. Let's get some music going. Or let's get some ads going. But, I like Dak. I like that he's getting all his money, but I think it's too much.